Hey, it's Thomas here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Tunze Osmolator 3155 Auto Top-Off. If you want an ATO that has been proven to be the most reliable by countless reefers and earned that BRS recommended badge with multiple levels of redundancy to make sure your tank stays topped up, your floors stay dry, with flexible setup options for reefers that need higher flow rates or want to skip the reservoir altogether and go direct from their RODI system, then check out the Tunze Osmolator 3155. I don't know if you've seen them, but there are more than 380 reviews on the BRS website and a 5-star rating. That's basically a standing ovation. There are not many products out there that get that kind of a response from the reefing community with that kind of a track record, so good job, Tunze. Let's take a look at why. Staying on top of evaporation by hand can be challenging, especially in our high-flow reef tanks, but it is critical for maintaining stable water parameters and preventing equipment like return pumps from running dry, which is why auto top-offs have become such a staple piece of kit for reefers. And while there are a number of great ATO solutions available, one of them has a long track record of being safe, reliable, and flexible enough for even the most discerning reefer, keeping tanks topped up, parameters stable, and making sure floors stay dry with built-in redundancies and quality components made to last the life of your aquarium. It should come as no surprise that the Tunze Osmolator 3155 is still one of the most trusted and used ATO solutions available. Not only is it BRS recommended, but it has over 380 reviews and a 5-star rating, which is a testament to its more than decade-long track record of performance and reliability. It's also one of the most flexible ATOs with optional components that allow you to use any pump you want or even a direct feed from your RODI filter. But before we dive into all that, let's get it out of the box. In the box, you'll find the water controller 5017 with included optical sensor and float switch, the magnetic mount, along with an optional magnetic mount and guard shield, the pump, the tubing and tubing bracket, the instructions, and a pair of adhesive Velcro strips, and the power supply. Don't let those bare wires fool you. Setup is really easy. First, attach the optic sensor to the magnetic mount pointing downwards, then attach the float switch pointing upwards. Next, attach those bare wires from the pump to the wire clips, then the tubing to the pump, place it in your reservoir, and attach the tubing to your sump or aquarium using the tubing bracket. Finally, attach the magnetic mount with the optical sensor at the water level that you'd like to maintain, plug it in, and you're off to the races. The Osmolator uses that optical sensor to detect when the water level has lowered and activates the pump. Once the water reaches the optical sensor again, it shuts the pump off. Super simple. Just be sure to keep that outlet tube from the ATO pump above the maximum water level in the reservoir to prevent accidental siphoning, or pick up a siphon brake and install it just above the max water line inside of that ATO reservoir. There are a number of safety measures in place to keep your tank safe from overfilling, your pump safe from running dry, with audible and visual alarms to notify you if any of these safety measures are tripped. Most importantly for many of us, if the optical sensor were to fail in the on position, then the float switch will trip and shut off the pump, saving your tank from potentially overfilling and by extension, saving you from wet floors. There is also a 10-minute maximum runtime that will automatically shut off the pump if it runs for longer than 10 minutes, which might seem like a long time, especially if you have a smaller tank, but with the DC pump's adjustable flow rate, you can actually turn the flow rate on the pump down to keep that 10-minute timer applicable for your smaller tank. You can find the knob to adjust the flow rate along with another hidden feature under the cover of the water controller. You'll see the word Nano on the far left and Max on the far right. When turned all the way to Nano, the flow rate is at its minimum, and naturally Max is the maximum. If your tank is on the smaller side and you're unsure, start at Nano, see how long it takes to refill, and adjust as needed. You can also adjust the audible alarm by using the jumper on the left to choose which parameters trigger the alarm, or remove the jumper altogether to bypass the alarm completely. Although I highly recommend you don't bypass it completely for obvious reasons. Like any piece of gear on your reef, keeping it clean and staying on top of maintenance is important to keep it running perfectly. This is especially true for any mechanical float switch, since salt creep and precipitate can gum them up and prevent them from doing their job. Like I mentioned earlier, the Osmolator is also customizable and has two options for reefers that have more specialized needs. If you have a very large system or have a long way to pump water and the included pump isn't quite enough, you can pick up the switched socket outlet that will allow you to use any pump of your choice. Just make sure that that adjustable flow rate knob is set to max on the controller when you're using another pump. For those who want to skip the reservoir and have their RODI top up their tank directly, Tunze also has a 1/4-inch solenoid that will fit the bill. I will caution you though, there are extra steps you'll want to take anytime you're using a never-ending water supply, just to be on the safe side. Not realizing the risks of a never-ending water supply is a big fail, and while starting with a solid, reliable ATO is the first step, there are a few other things you definitely want to consider. You can check them out and a lot more in this video right here. Ryan and Randy go over the top ATO fails. Lots of people make them. I made a bunch of them for a while, and I felt pretty silly after seeing that, because some of them you'd think you'd pick up on, but you know, sometimes it takes a video just to let you know, so you don't have to make that mistake and end up with either wet floors or overflow tank or a tank with pumps running dry and all kinds of stuff. So have a watch.